All right, man. We'll move to football, man. We're gonna do NFC East first, y'all. Which is cool. I know Corey's not here to talk about his
if he's not working, he know he's gonna call.
Yeah, he probably will call, man. Talk about his Cowboys, man. But this is the thing, man. I found this interesting, man. Jalen Hurts is the 7th player to finish second in the Heisman and also second in MVP votings. And out of those 6 players that did it before him, all of them went on to win at least an MVP or a Super Bowl. So here's the question, right? Which one you think Jalen Hurts will get first, MVP or Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Does it count if they both happen in the same year?
One of them go come first. One of them go come first. One of these things is the last event of the season.
That's the Super Bowl, by the way. Here's a cheat sheet. If you keep that the same year, then say MVP first.
Nah, because they do all the different stuff where they release the awards laden.
Lord have mercy, man. In order to you know what, Lord. Okay, go ahead. Which one first?
I was saying. I think you get the MVP before the Super Bowl.
Okay, how soon?
This year, right after the other.
No, I'm saying this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think he'll be a candidate again this year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That team has only gotten better.
That's true.
That's true.
I doubt it. I think he gets neither one this year, and the one that he gets first would be Super Bowl. I don't think he ever gets an MVP.
I agree.
Wow.
But I think he may end up with 2 Super Bowls.
Do you think what he did last year is like that bar is too high? He can never do anything close to it again.
No, he can always surpass it.
I don't think that bar is too high. I think he can do that every year. But I think they'll find a reason. No, I think you do that every year for 5 or 6 sustained years. But I think they'll find a reason to give it to someone else. He does that, and Pat has the year that he has. You give it to Pat. He does that. He does that, and Joe Burrow wins, has his team in the Super Bowl, and he has 45 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. They're going to find a reason to give it to Joe Burrow. If Josh Allen gets Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? They'll find a reason to do something else. If he does that and Lamar Jackson does the same thing and the Ravens happen to have a better record than the Eagles,
and Lamar's getting it,
there'll always be a reason not to give it to him. Like, no disrespect to him, he's not the first of anything. He's next in a long line of very athletic quarterbacks. He's really athletic with his legs, his arm, and all of that. But we've seen Vic, we've seen Lamar Jackson, we see Justin Fields. Like, we've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? So if the first of something comes along while he can sustain what he's doing now, they'll give it to the first of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come and throw 60 touchdowns. Those numbers that Jalen Hurts did ain't.
So basically, you saying you just taking the field over Jalen Hurts?
Absolutely.
Me too.
For his whole career. He'll never win MVP.
And I think no, and that's not a slight. I don't think that's a slight to Jalen Hurts, because I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. We was talking about Philly last year, like they weren't getting the proper respect anyway. But I do think, to Jay's point, it's always going to be a reason, because we got to understand that a lot of these voting things, and we were talking about the MVP for basketball not too long ago. These things are are political as much they are as related to the sport that they play.
Correct.
If I like you more, you can have the same season as Jay in a league, but I like you more, so I'm gonna give you the MVP. Like, it's going to be that, and I don't think that he'll garner the popularity. I think he started to, but I don't think he'll never garner Mahomes' popularity. He won't garner Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Those dudes have already established themselves as being those guys who you want to pick for this, this award. So I feel like at the end of the day, his team is good. So they're going to be in a conversation for a Super Bowl. So I think they're going to win that first. And I may be on Jay's side when saying that he may not ever get that MVP, even though he probably will have 4 or 5 years that he'll deserve it.
Well, hold on, Jay. But so what you were saying, all the other quarterbacks is probably gonna get favor. Cam Newton was in the same situation where he still had Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, all these quarterbacks that was probably gonna get favor, and Tom Brady was still Tom Brady.
But
and
I don't think
in the midst of all of that, Cam Newton made it undeniable with an undefeated Panthers team and touchdowns galore through the air and on the ground. It was unreal.
And I was gonna say I feel like to Jay and Zoe's point, that's what, and I say that he's gonna get MVP, but to their point, I feel like Jalen Hurts would have to take them 16-1, 17-0 for it to be undeniably, like, because Cam did go 15-1 that year, it took him to a Super Bowl. So I think Jalen, in order to beat out the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, he would have to put up the numbers, and the team success would have to be there too. Which is not to say that it wasn't going to be there last year. We don't know what would have happened if he would have played those 2 games that he wasn't hurt.
So, okay, let's say he has a season similar to this one, right? Next year. The first thing they'll say, but let's say last year was a little bit better than this year. The first thing they'll say is he didn't win it this year with better statistics. Why would we give it to him now? So one of the things that he'll have to go against is this record-setting season that he had and didn't win. They'll compare whatever season to this season already. You know what I mean? And then the second thing is of all those other quarterbacks that you named, and a lot of people think I'm about to go to the race thing, but I'm not. He plays for the Eagles, and like they have a nasty fan base, so people don't want to give them anything. You know what I'm saying? So the franchise that he plays for plays a big part in it. Just honest to goodness.
Yeah, I can see that, but to your first point, for him to have a season was not as good as the season he had when he came in second, being a factor, you would have to assume that whoever is in discussion with him would have a season like Pat had last year. And in your mind, you're probably thinking that Pat's statistical seasons like that is a constant. But if it's not, let's say Pat didn't have that type of season either, right? I think it's still possible. He don't have to outdo what he did last year when he lost. They'll find a running back or a receiver.
They'll find a running back or a receiver.
Ain't no way.
We ain't gave one to a running back in 20 years. But dude, listen, man, the league is shiesty like that at times, man. When you are a guy, the person who wins the MVP in most years isn't the best player in the NFL.
That's real.
Especially in the NBA, but we're just talking about NFL right now. So Jalen Hurts could have the best season and not win it. I mean, that's no slight on him. It's just everybody else. But I still think that they'll win a couple Super Bowls. But
that's okay.
Under his account, but I don't honestly think that this team is better than last year's team. Okay.
Well, let's talk about the additions and stuff. Let's talk about the D line. That's what I'm gonna be ready to see, man. Because they brought in Carter from Georgia. They got a couple of Georgia boys on that D line. They was already nasty on D line, so they got better. A couple
of Georgia boys from last year on that D line.
Of course, that is gonna be scary. So they got that pass rush and probably stopping that run. They did get a linebacker from Georgia too, right?
Yep.
So he's not looking bad. Yeah, he's not looking bad either. Now I think they're front four or I think that's gonna be solid. Linebacker, I think linebacker be good. Now they have a very jam-packed backfield, which we'll talk about once we get to the running backs for fantasy. jam-packed backfield. That's not no pause. It's the backfield, jam-packed. They got a lot of dudes back there. They got Swift back there. They got Penny back there. They got Gainwell back there. They got Sermon back there, who I don't know if he go get cut or not. I mean, they got a lot of stuff going on. The receivers are straight.
Sermon?
Yeah.
Oh man, I like Trey Sermon.
Me too.
Yeah, they got a lot going on back there. Yeah, they got a lot going on back there, man. So anyway, I say all that to say that let's talk about Philly and their chances of winning the division again. This is how it turned out last year. 14-3. Cowboys was kind of right there behind them. How y'all think their chances are of winning the division again?
It'll be the same standings, just different records.
I'd say their chances of winning the division this year is 100%.
Yeah, they're gonna win
100.
Not even a 99.9. That's a straight 100%.
They're going to do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only thing, unless Hurts miss a significant time and you got to play Mariota. If you got to play Mariota, it goes to 0%.
Listen, if you
boy, Lord have mercy.
That's the scale.
No love for Mariota, huh?
Zero love for Mariota. Let me tell you, this man threw a pat. I'm sorry, I know we're talking about the NFC East. When he played for the Falcons last year, he threw a pass from his back pocket. He was sitting on the ground and tried to throw a blind pass. It got picked off. Luckily, they told him he was down. Like, this was some of the worst quarterback play I have ever seen. I pray for their sake. I'm not an Eagles fan. I pray they never have to, that he keeps that clipboard and iPad and headphones on for the duration of the season.
Jesus,
I think this is gonna be a competitive division though. I'm still picking the Eagles to win it.
Yeah,
but
I think the Cowboys will come close. I think it'll be a game or a tiebreaker type deal.
I think the Giants will be. I think the Giants will be up there. I think the Giants and the Cowboys are going to battle for number 2. I think the Eagles just go easily win the division. But I think the Cowboys. I'm telling you, you cannot underestimate Daniel Jones. And I mean, they gonna be rocking and rolling this year. I think they are, bro. I really do think they're gonna be rocking and rolling.
Here's the problem. Daniel Jones has who's his receivers?
That's a good question.
Exactly. Now, number 2, when's the last time that Waller played over 15 games?
Well, so we don't know. We don't know. So that's a mystery because I don't understand fully why Waller stopped playing toward the end of the season last year with the Raiders. I have no clue. He wasn't hurt.
Nobody does.
No, so he got hurt at the beginning of the year and missed a chunk of time. Then he came back and then he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of the year off for no reason."
Yeah, maybe he silently requested a trade or something.
Maybe
I think it was when they started hinting that they were going to move on from Derek because he and Derek were actually pretty close.
That's true too.
So I think when they said they was going to move on from Derek, he was just like, and then they started kind of like treating Josh Jacobs kind of like shit. He was like, whatever. I'll let y'all.
they giving the Cowboys the blues in. Hold on. The Cowboys will always do Cowboys things.
Okay.
Somebody said Cowboys take a step back, and you know what? I thought about that. I thought about that too. I mean,
I don't think the Commanders listen.
As long as they starting quarterback is named Sam Howell, the Commanders ain't doing shit.
Nah, it ain't that. As long as their coach is Ron Rivera, it'll be a cap on what they can do, bro.
Oh, the coach gonna change by the trade deadline. Mark my words.
I was just about to say, Mar. Yeah, I'm thinking if Rivera is doing Rivera things, Eric is already there, right?
Yeah. He's OC.
He's OC. It'll be easy.
Ron Rivera has a very short leash, and I think he got shorter by naming Sam Howell the starter.
Sam Howell didn't look bad in the last preseason game though.
He did.
He didn't look bad all preseason to me.
No.
Listen, guys. Eric Bieniemy, I like him, but he is literally he was a stand-in guy remember people hired Matt Nagy.
I do remember that.
Yeah, listen, man.
Based off of Big Red.
It's Andy Reid. Like, don't buy into.
Well, Matt Nagy did take the Bears to 12-5 with Mitch Trubisky.
And then what did he do after that?
Well, I mean,
the Bears to 5-12.
Was this when the Bears defense was crazy and they had
Khalil Mack,
Khalil Mack.
But Matt
Jay Jones said the Cowboys lost Kellen Moore as OC. Man, that's like me losing a ball in my armpit.
I was about to say the Cowboys didn't lose Kellen Moore. The Cowboys gave Kellen Moore away.
Again, and the Chargers went with it. Like, yeah, that's that guy.
Yeah, but why he get in the doghouse with McDaniels? I mean, I have no clue, man. It's a mystery, man. So with that being said, I mean, you can't name the receivers in New York.
You're not wrong, Jay Jones.
Matt McCarthy and Ron, yeah.
Same
well, you
coach.
can't look. You can't name all the receivers in New York, man. But Waller is a huge target, man, and Saquon Barkley is still in that backfield, and he's a receiver.
That rookie receiver that New York guy, he's going to do something special in 2 years. Watch.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't have much faith in the Giants other than Saquon.
You got to give him time. You got to give him time to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
Saquon's usage rate is going to be very high.
It is, unless they try to prove a point and try to say, because all the commotion that he did before he got that 1 year deal for the same amount of money that he would have got had he signed the franchise tender, which is weird to me. But
Josh Jacobs did the same thing.
He just did the same thing. I don't know. But what I will say is I don't see the Giants doing much of anything. Sam Howell did look good in preseason, but this is Jalen Hurts and the Eagles division to lose, in my opinion. I think the Cowboys take a step back. I think that they've really – where do they go from here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got a new OC. Where do the Cowboys go from here? Do they take another – I mean, because we've seen this version pretty much for a couple of years now. Where do they go?
Apparently Trey Lance. That's where they go. They go to Trey Lance. You know? But I honestly, to be honest with you, I think Jerry Jones probably has had enough of trying to have a high power offense, and he want to go back to running the ball. You know, getting a beast O-line and having a great defense. So I mean, him cutting Zeke. I mean, don't be surprised if I mean, for him to make this move to get Trey Lance just to kick the tires and see what he got lets me know that he's probably thinking in the back of his mind of an exit plan for Dak at some point. If they can't get over the hump.
Yeah.
The exit plan is at the end of this season if it's anything less than the NFC Championship.
This is final year on his contract? No.
No. I'm just saying that they're gonna blow that team up if it's anything less than the NFC Championship at the end of this year.
They go keep Michael Parsons in that cornerback and Diggs and Parsons
and CD. They're gonna fire sell everything else. Because at what point do you say, okay, well we done did the Dak experiment and it ain't got us nothing.
2 years ago,
they should have, but instead they went and got Mike McCarthy.
When did he hurt his ankle? 2 years ago? Was that 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, it was his hand last year.
It was right before he got his contract, because he got his contract while he was hurt, right?
While he was hurt. That's right.
Yeah. So which was a noble that was a noble thing for Jerry Jones to do, man, because he could have been like, hell nah.
Yeah, you know they gave him the olive branch. They gave him time. And it's been 2 years since then. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shout out to Philly and all them Georgia Bulldogs they got, including my boy Nolan Smith, Savannah, Georgia. They got the whole
Philadelphia Bulldogs.
For real.
Lying, boy. That defense better be nasty, too. It better be nasty.
It's going to be
Jalen Carter was already going crazy in joint practices.
Listen, man.
In the preseason.
I'm going to say Jalen Carter may end up being, I might sound crazy, the best player from that last year.
D-Row?
He might be the best player in that whole entire draft 5 years from now.
That's not a hard sell. Not a hard sell.
It's really sad that a lot of people passed on him because of his off-field issues.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna kick. Philly had what pick like 9. It's gonna be 8. It's gonna be 8 GMs that's gonna be kicking themselves.
You know,
and they put a chip on his shoulder.
These dudes.
Falcons. They went and got their.
And you know what? Everybody thought that he might, if he slid, that everybody thought that he was gonna go to Atlanta.
I was hoping he did.
And then when they pulled a running back, we was just like, bro, what?
Mm.
And then he just fell to Philly, and it was just perfect. They got the one thing that they did. They needed every other position on the field, but running back.
Listen,
you know what? This is a great place for a running back.
He just had 1,000-yard rush. And I love, listen, Bijan is an animal. I love his versatility. We just had 1,000-yard rusher. Grady Jarrett has been playing on that defensive line practically by himself for 8 years. For 8 years.
Talk about loyalty, because I'd have been gone.
It really bothered me that we didn't get Jalen Carter. But he has some stuff going on, and I get it. Like with the whole, I was actually in Athens the day that they got into that car crash and killed one of the offensive linemen. And he was supposedly racing with that dude, and they didn't know how it was going to be. Turns out that people are starting to sue him, and which, you know, is unfortunate because somebody lost, 2 people lost their life. But at the end of the day, I can't say that while I was in the Navy, I did not race from Norfolk to Greensboro to go to G-Ho.
Gee, y'all crazy.
Yeah.
Me and yeah, I mean, it's a long time ago, but like I did stupid stuff is what I'm saying. And he's still a kid, and I hope that he matures and does this stuff. But if we're talking strictly football,
no question.
There's no question, bro. No question.
He's that guy.
I think the thing is you got to get that kid out of the state of Georgia right there. You know what I'm saying?
Sense.
So Atlanta probably was like, if he stays here, that cloud will be here. Because that happened here.
That makes sense.
It's still 7 other places he could have gone, and the GMs just looked at.
Now, Carolina had to take a quarterback.
But Houston drafted up. I mean, they traded up for that second pick.
Houston they had second and third pick, didn't they?
They traded up to get the third pick. They
had second already, and we knew they would go quarterback with one of those. Well, with the second pick, at least we assumed this. So
yeah, and we figured that they was going to go defense anyway with that second pick that they had. But it's not a bad pick that they picked up Will Anderson. But like, they could have gotten anybody, and it would have been a good pick for Houston because they need everybody.
Yeah.
All right, let's move. Let's get through these comments, and then we'll do our official picks.
All right.
Then we'll move to NFC North. Jay said Saquon should stop playing week 12, man. Address that. So what do you do if they 8-4 at that point?
He's gonna play. He's a football player, man. He's gonna play.
He just want to play, man.
I don't know. I wouldn't say fake the injury, but a calf strain will give you 2 weeks.
What? That's a wild statement. That's crazy. That's crazy. I need to see
is he the one married to Kelsey Plum, the ball player?
Yeah.
Is that him?
Darren Waller's married to Kelsey Plum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I ain't mad at
it is.
I ain't mad at it.
$59 million.
Hey, he gone no matter what. He gone if he win a Super Bowl. Yeah, he gone. When they wrote that contract, it was like
that makes sense.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, pack this up.
Hey, listen, that Trey Lance trade makes so much sense right now.
Now it makes sense.
$59 million, bro.
Yeah, when they wrote that contract, they was like, "Hey, this is Dak's last year," and Dak knew
it. That's crazy.
It's a wrap.
Falcons could have had another player with off the field issues. They just got past Vic. ATL ain't want no parts of Jalen. Dang, Vic was so long ago though.
They still owe Vic an apology.
You think so?
It's still like people. Surprising as it may sound, people ain't got over that. Like is as long ago as that was. It's still. Because he's still present in the city, and everybody remember that feeling that you know what I'm saying. That Michael Vick feeling. You know what I'm like in that time frame. We felt like we didn't even care what the win-loss record was for real during that time. So when stuff like that happened and we feel like we kind of left them out to dry, it's a split. It's the half to say, well, he shouldn't have did what he did, which I understand. And then it's that half to say, man, we kind of, crapped on him when he needed us the most type deal. So it's still split. That's why Matt Bryant, the love that he probably deserves, because people still hung up on Mike.
Hey, bring Vic back, man. Put him in the ring of honor, retire 7, something.
Yeah.
Do something for him.
Y'all got to do something, because that's half the curse right there. The other half is that y'all built the new stadium on MLK's old church.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Lee, y'all ain't never. That's why y'all lost that Super Bowl. Y'all ain't never gonna win nothing until y'all do right by MLK. Until y'all do right by me, man. Yeah, Lee.
That is exactly why we lost.
Wow.
We put out Ebenezer, the original Ebenezer, and built Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was 2 years in. We go up 28-3 at halftime, and we hold these truths to be self-evident that all teams wasn't created equal. So at the end of the day, MLK said, "Nah, not on my watch."
This is a fun fact. You said y'all went up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. This is a fun fact. Martin Luther King, when he played football in high school, wore 28, and when he played basketball, he wore number 3. Fun fact.
It's only right.
You're playing, right?
I wouldn't.
I swear to God, bro. If that's if that's true, Atlanta ain't getting another thing, bro.
Listen, bro. Y'all gotta know that MLK did not hoop for anybody.
Oh my God.
Y'all gotta know MLK was not a hooper, bro.
I'm joking.
That man was probably secretly giving buckets out in the cloth, man.
Oh, he was.
I'm joking, y'all. Don't go tell nobody that MLK did not play. All right, man. Let's do the picks real quick, man. Oh my God, that is too funny, man.
That's funny. Clip that.
My God, man. All right. So we all agreeing the Eagles go win this division?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jay, you might need to refresh your thing, you grainy. But so let's pick a number of wins for the Eagles.
I think they take a slight step back and go 13-4.
I said 12 wins.
Yeah, me too. I'm going 12 wins. Nah, I ain't do it yet, Jay. But yeah, I'm going 12 wins on that. And then I'm going and man, it's really hard for me to pick the Cowboys over the Giants, man. But the Cowboys, that can orchestrate a high power offense. And I think that defense is gonna be better. And then now that they don't have to force Zeke out there, I think they'll be a little bit faster with Pollard. But they don't have no backup, and Pollard's coming off their injury. I'm like, who is their backup at running back?
Who's Vaughn, the little 5'4" dude?
Yeah, okay.
He's just another Pollard though. They don't really have a power back anymore.
Yeah, they don't have a guy. Yeah. They don't have that guy.
They don't have a line puncher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb.
What you gonna say?
I'm going Giants number 2. I'm going Cowboys 3, Washington Commanders 4. Eagles win 12 games. I think the Giants will win 10 or 11 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a bold one. That's a bold one. They're gonna be so Saquon reliant though. Like they're gonna have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to. I'm still gonna have the Cowboys second.
Me too.
I'm gonna have them about 2 games behind the Eagles though. So if Eagles get 13, they'll have 11. I think the Giants and the Commanders are going to have the same record. I think they're probably going to be 9-8 or 8-9.
You don't think the addition of Eric Bieniemy makes the Commanders jump a little bit further than the Giants?
If Ron Rivera is still in charge throughout the entire season, no.
All right, that's fair.
I'm gonna say Cowboys. I'm gonna say just how it is right here because I honestly, the thing that the top three teams have is at least who their starting quarterback is. I mean, Sam Howell is the guy right now, but at the end of the day, he's not proven in the least bit. So I think they'll have that struggle. I'm gonna say Eagles win 12 games. Say Cowboys. Gosh, 59 million, bro. That's crazy.
That's a heavy number.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want him to win. But I don't think it's gonna make a difference. But I say about 10. They'll have a 10-win season because, like you said, he can be the leader of that offense. Giants, Commanders. Yeah, let's do rock, paper, scissors for who has the most.
Oh man, I give Jay a little bit of time to get his stuff together. We'll get him on NFC East.
Okay,
we can hear you.
Oh,
go ahead.
I have it in the same order. I have Eagles with 12 wins, Cowboys with 11, Giants with 10 wins.
Okay. All right.
And I think the Commanders will be like 8-9, maybe. I think that even though Eagles kind of play back to the pack part, I think that the Cowboys will be right there toward the end, and they'll do something Cowboy-esque. They'll lose to a team they're not supposed to, and then there you go.
That sounds about right.